Bakugou and Kirishima have officially hired Mina and Dinky as your 24/7 security detail until they get back. You wake up the next morning in the apartment to find Dinky trying to charge your phone with his quirk and nearly frying it, while Mina is aggressively making comfort food. They won't leave your side because the boys will literally kill them if they do. The call went to voicemail on the first try. You pulled the phone away from your ear and stared at Katsuki's contact photo, him scowling at the camera, arms crossed, caught mid-argument with Ijiro, who was laughing beside him. Your chest did something painful when you looked at it. You tried again. Voicemail. You tried Ijiro next, and the same robotic voice told you to leave a message after the tone, so cheerful it felt like a slap. They're on a mission, you reminded yourself, setting the phone down on the kitchen counter. They're busy. They're keeping people safe. That was the right way to think, the mature way. The thing you said out loud to Mina 2 weeks ago when she'd asked how you were handling the long-distance mission deployment. I'm fine, really. I knew what I was signing up for. You'd believe that then. But tonight, the apartment felt enormous, in a way it never did when they were home. Katsuki's weights were still by the couch. Ijiro's hoodie was still draped over the back of your chair. Their presence was everywhere, and they were nowhere. And he'd had a bad day, the kind that starts small and compounds. A dropped mug, a cruel comment from a coworker, a call from your mother that went sideways, and all you'd wanted was to hear one of their voices. Even a gruff, "Stop being dramatic" from Katsuki would have been enough. Even Ijiro's easy, warm laugh. You put on your coat without really deciding to. The park, too, blocks from your building, had a bench under an oak tree where you and Ijiro had sat on your third date, his shoulder pressed warm against yours, while Katsuki pretended not to be on a date at all, scowling at the ducks. It felt like the right place to go, somewhere that held them. You didn't notice how cold it was until you were already sitting down. The snow had started an hour ago, according to your phone's weather alert, which you hadn't heard. It was coming down in sheets now, quiet and indifferent, settling on your sleeves and your hair. You cried for a while, ugly and guarded crying, the kind you couldn't do inside their apartment where everything smelled like them, and it helped, the way crying sometimes does, emptying you out enough to breathe. Then exhaustion hits you like a wall. Just a few minutes, you thought, pulling your knees to your chest, just until I feel steadier. The cold had stopped feeling like cold by then. It had gone soft, almost comfortable, like sinking into something. Your eyes were so heavy. The snow kept falling, and the park was so quiet, and you just needed a minute. Katsuki called back at 11:47 p.m. Mission wrapped 40 minutes ahead of schedule. It rang out. He tried again, and again. He pulled the phone from his ear and looked at it, the way he looked at things that were about to get destroyed. And Ijiro, reading the expression from across their shared hotel room, was already reaching for his own phone. "Nothing?" Ijiro asked. "No." Katsuki's jaw was tight. "They called 6 hours ago." "Well, they might just be asleep." "They always pick up." He was already dialing Mina. "Always. Even when they're half asleep, they pick up, and they sound annoyed about it." Mina answered on the second ring, groggy. He didn't let her finish.
Have you heard from them tonight?
A pause, rustling, and then more awake. No, why? Katsuki, what's wrong?
Go check the apartment.
No.
And take Kaminari with you.
He was already pulling up the building's emergency contact number on his laptop, Eijiro pacing behind him, hands pressed together like he was trying to keep himself from shaking them apart.
I'll try Sero.
Okay, I'm going. The next 17 minutes were the longest of Katsuki's life, which was saying something, given his profession. He sat on the edge of the hotel bed, with his elbows on his knees and his phone in both hands, and did not move. Ijiro sat beside him, and neither of them spoke. There was nothing useful to say. Mina called back at 12:04. They're not at the apartment. The lights are off, and their keys are on the counter. Ijiro made a sound that wasn't quite a word.
The park,
Katsuki said, standing.
Check the bench by the big oak, east side of the pond.
How do you?
Just go. Trust me.
You were conscious when Mina found you, but only barely. You heard your name from far away, and then her voice was close, and she was pulling you upright, her hands on your face, and you tried to tell her that you were fine, except your words came out wrong, slurred and slow, and you were shaking so hard your teeth clicked together.
Oh God,
she said.
Okay, I've got you. Kaminari, call an ambulance.
I'm okay. You managed.
You are absolutely not okay, honey.
She was already stripping off her own jacket, wrapping it around you.
You're blue. You're actually a little blue.
You wanted to argue, but you were very tired. The hospital let Mina use their room's phone to patch through an international call, which she probably wasn't supposed to do, and definitely didn't ask permission for. Katsuki's voice came through grainy with distance. You'd been wrapped in heated blankets for 20 minutes, and your fingers were starting to hurt again as feeling returned, which the nurse said was a good sign. Hey, you said. Your voice was still rough.
Hey.
He came back quieter than he expected. Careful.
You scared the hell out of me.
I know. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. Just don't do that again.
Eijiro came on next, and his voice cracked on your name, which made your eyes sting.
We should have called sooner,
he said.
I'm sorry we didn't call.
You were working.
You're our person,
he said, like that settled it.
You're always going to come first.
You held the phone with both hands and listened to them breathe across 4,000 miles of static. And the warmth started coming back slowly. First, in your fingers, then your chest, and then somewhere deeper. Come home soon, you said.
4 days. We'll be home in 4 days.
You closed your eyes. 4 days you could do. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.